What it do, KTTeeV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on today's episode, we have the founder of Art in the Park, Mr. Kevin Trent, better known as KT. Mr. Trent is going to talk to the KTTeeV audience about his love for drawing and how that motivated him to create the event Art in the Park. He's going to give us some information on how we can all be a part of Art in the Park, words for some upcoming artists, and more. Stay tuned.
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Man, I'm okay. First, I want to say thank you for taking the time out to come and talk to us, man. Being in education, once I heard about what you're doing, because I can't draw. I don't know nothing about it, man. But had I had the chance to practice and do something like this when I was little, maybe things could have been a little different or something like that, you know?
Got you.
And shout out to Bring the Boy about you, man. What's up, fellas? Y'all all right over there? Yeah. All right. All right, so I guess we'll jump right into the interview. Man, give us a little bit of background about you, and then how did you get into the art space?
Well, first off, appreciate you having me here.
Yes, sir.
A little background on me. I'm a military brat. Been traveling all over the world. And just ended up in San Antonio because of the military. Went to Prairie View A&M, graduated, and just been out here in Houston after, had my sons and everything. But as far as just with art, it's just something I've been doing since I can remember. I've been getting in trouble for drawing on walls since yay high. Even in college at Prairie View, before they tore down the dorms, I drew all over my dorm room wall. So, art has just been my release and my passion. And so when things get stressed and, I just need to get away, I pick up either pen, pencil, and lately a paintbrush.
Okay, cool, man. And so are you selling your art, or are you selling it, or are you full-time artist? How's that going?
Well, I wish I could be a full-time artist. Honestly, I do. I still got the 9 to 5, but it's funny, currently right now on my IG art page, Mind of KT, I got 2 paintings on auction right now. Okay. So yeah, some of my work I do sell. I do make copies for certain people. Everything has its price, of course. But for the most part, I just let it flow. Yeah. Things come to me, I paint it. Sometimes I start in one direction, it turns out to be something totally different. And I think that's the beauty of art.
Yeah. So what age were you when you drew something and you said, man, I'm good at this?
Man, I would probably, me personally, I probably think high school. If you talk to my mom, she, because I was just in San Antonio, she brought out some arts that I drew when I was in elementary school, and that she still has. But when I really started thinking, hey, I'm pretty good, it's probably in high school. But that's something that I carried off into college. When I first got to college, I was making money drawing tattoos for people. But as time goes by, you start to let things slide. So it was a passion that I had to let go for a while.
Yes. Okay, so moving on to the Art in the Park. So man, tell us, what is Art in the Park, and how did you come up with that idea?
Well, that's funny. Art in the Park is just an event for kids to go out and express themselves, be creative, have fun, get outside, put down the phones, put down the laptops, stay out in front of the TV, and just get back to their minds and opening up their minds. That was the real focus of the event. The way I actually came up with it was actually for my sons. My oldest, Kevin here, he actually showed me 2 pictures that he drew in school, and I realized he's way beyond me, and I just want to encourage that, and then not only encourage him, I want to encourage others. So thinking of how I can do that, that's why I came up with this event.
Okay, all right, that'll work. work, man. And so the premise behind it, man, getting them out is so awesome because every weekend or every Friday I ask my kids, are you going outside this weekend?
Right.
You just try to play the game or are you going outside?
Right.
So to get people out, like you say, to download away from the technology and to do something, it is awesome, man. And so where are you holding it this year?
Well, it's going to be at Stude Park. It's 3100 Stude. It's right there in the Heights.
Okay.
It's right off of I-10.
Mm-hmm.
I work with Miss Yolanda, who is the coordinator there. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember the name. But it's a nice sized park. We have a little playground right there.
Okay.
Nice open space. Most people pass by that park every day, don't even realize it's there. But it's a good facility, nice room for everybody.
And how did you come up with that location?
Well, my kids actually, during the summers, they were going to summer camp there.
Okay.
And with them going to camp and always going up there and speaking with Miss Yolanda, we developed a relationship. Mm-hmm. And when I came up with the idea, you know, as soon as I told it to her, she was like, "That's a no-brainer. It's a done deal." You know, she's all in, and we've been moving forward since.
Okay. So if a kid wants to sign up, how do they go about registering for this event?
Right now, you could go to the Eventbrite. Mm-hmm. It's Art in the Park 2020. And just sign up. It's free. It's gonna ask you a couple questions, male, female. And it's gonna ask shirt size because what we do, we provide shirts for every kid because of course we're messing with paint. It's gonna get messy. You know, we don't want you to mess up your good clothes. We're gonna provide something for you. And, you know, we have other things that we're working on as well, in addition to the paint. So, you know, we just need a certain information, and also we need to know age groups so we can keep everybody, you know, within the parameters of what we're trying to do.
Okay. Well, I would definitely say big ups, a big shout out, and I commend you because this is the second game.
Yes.
You know, and so
yes.
So it could have been one and done. You know, but you came back for the second one. So as we look, and now we go on because now you number two. We got to go ahead.
Yeah. Oh,
so
definitely.
What is the vision for Art in the Park? How big do you want it to be?
Oh, I want it to be big. I want it to be an event that, you know, people are looking forward to every year. You know, I want it to be as big as it can be. You know, I don't want to put no type of limit on it. You know what I'm saying? I want this to be, have a buzz like the rodeo, if it can. You know, so last year our goal was 30 kids. This year we're up to 60. You know, we're gonna try to double it every year. Honestly, if we go past that, so be it. Within the parameters, you know, a lot of this is personally funded, so you know I had to keep it down. But you know, once you know we start getting sponsors and people on board, you know, we can make this as big as possible.
Okay. And what's the date for it?
It's gonna be February 29th.
February 29th.
Leap year. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So with the kids comes the need, right? As you hold these events. And so let's say volunteers, sponsors. How do they sign up? How do they get in touch with you? Or what can they do if they want to be a volunteer or a sponsor for the program?
As far as volunteers, they can go to the same Eventbrite.
Okay.
There's a section for volunteers. Sign up. We give you shirts as well. You know, so everybody can recognize who you are, what you're doing there. We just don't have people just standing around. So people can come to you at any time. We definitely, you know, give you tasks. We're not just gonna put you anywhere, but we ask you what you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of my sponsors last year was like, I can't draw, I just want to help the kids.
Okay.
That's fine, you know. So we had sponsors just pouring paint, you know, when they ran out of paint. So yes, you can definitely go to the Eventbrite. There's a section for volunteers. You can sign up there. As far as sponsors, if the sponsors will hit me on my Gmail, it's just gonna be kjtjr7@gmail.com, and they can just hit me, tell me what they're interested in and what they would like to provide. We have a sponsorship package, so I can actually send that out to them once they hit me, and we can go from there.
All right. And so as you set up the Art in the Park, what's next? What are you looking to expand on? Any more events coming
Oh
up?
yes, definitely. I've dabbled a little bit. I actually hosted an art show.
Okay.
I would definitely like to do that again. That's one of my next targets. The biggest things I want to do is to provide a platform for those who, kind of like how I was, or closet artists, or real shy and just don't, or people that don't know how to get out into the mainstream. So that's definitely one of the things I want to do. I also want to start hosting art shows for children. You know, again, my son inspired me, seeing his work, seeing some of the work from the Art in the Park last year. You know, I've had parents say, hey, I never knew my kid was this good. You know, say, how do I get their work out there? Well, I want to provide those type of avenues. Also, as you can see, I'm also working on putting art on shirts, on clothing, working on my new brand, which is We Are Kings. And so I'm trying to get that out into the mainstream. You know, I don't want to, I don't want to keep giving my money to millionaires, you know what I'm saying? I want to start putting the money back into, back into our neighborhoods and back into, you know, our people. And so that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes. So then, well, that was a good point you said about like the closet artists. So as we talk about motivation and bringing people to the forefront, what message would you give for somebody who just really worried about what other people saying, or just really not wanting to put things out as far as their art?
Well, when it comes to art, it's a little tricky because I had that same issue. You know, like I said, I've been drawing all my life, and of course, you know, your mom is always going to be on your team. So you can kind of take that with a grain of salt. But you know, I start having people come over and they start seeing some of the things I have on my wall, and which is funny story is I actually moved into a new place, and I was like, let me decorate my place. And when I went out to, you know, to like Kirkland's and places like that, and I'm looking at it, I was like, why am I paying this type of money? I could do this myself. And so my house now looks like a museum. And the thing is you got to understand that art is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? What you see and what other people see is going to be totally different. And you just got to respect the opinion, and you got to respect your passion at the same time. You can't be afraid to take that leap out there, but have people around you, and this is what really got me going, having people around you that's going to tell you the truth. You know, I've had some things that I thought I nailed, and, you know, I got a little brother, he was like, nah, that's not it. You know, so I understand that, you know what I'm saying? So just respect the craft, you know what I'm saying? Understand that, you know, everything's not gonna hit, but what you think don't hit, because a lot of stuff I don't like, people love. So art is always in the eye of the beholder.
Man, I love it, dude. I love it. And for the merch,
Yes.
is that for sale? Do you have?
I'm working on it, yes. Right now, I'm slowly rolling it out. I got the hats right now, you know, I got the New Era hats, everything with the crown. The concept right now is to work on the color waves. The gold is always on top, and you know it has a meaning behind the crown. You know, it's something that I just felt like it was something needed. You know what I'm saying? When I watched When They See Us, you know, just the name of that. It's like, man, when they see us, it's automatic. You know what I'm saying? I want something that's gonna automatically, you know, flip that on them. You know what I'm saying? Because even though you see me as that, you're gonna see this crown on my head. You're gonna know I'm royalty, regardless. You know what I'm saying? And so that was the whole concept behind it. So right now, working on the hats. Got a couple of the jackets that my sons wear. They wear them to school. Kids are loving them. So I'm slowly rolling that out, but you know the focus right now is the Art in the Park.
Yes, sir. Okay, that'll work, man. I sure appreciate that information. So as we wrap up, man, if you could give the audience every piece of contact information that you have, man, because I need to get many people in this park, but I can't do my part. Right?
Definitely. I have 2 IG pages. One is KT7. That's my personal page. My art page where I post all my flyers and everything. It's gonna be mind_of_KT.
Okay.
I can also be reached at mindofkt@gmail.com, and then also at KJTJR7@gmail.com.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I want to again thank you for stopping by. Thank you for bringing the boys in today.
For sure. Thank you for having us.
And giving us some of that information, man. And I look forward to seeing the audience that you pulled in for the second annual Art in the Park.
Definitely.
Man.
I appreciate
Yes, sir.
it, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right.
All right. This is KT, KTTeeV signing out.